craft this lovely looking tote bag with boxed corners and a zipper closure in less than 20 minutes. So I have taken two pieces of fabric which measure 14 inches by 14 inches. This I have interfaced using an interfacing. I actually wanted to highlight this flower on my bag, so I have taken this piece in the center and attached two matching fabrics on the sides. So in total now my fabric measures 14 inches by 14 inches. We would need a similar size of fabric for the lining. Again, measuring 14 inches by 14 inches. Two pieces of the lining. Then I have taken two pieces for making the handles. These measure 18 inches by 3 inches. This again I have used the same two fabrics so that they look nice and beautiful. Then I have taken a zipper piece along with a zipper pull. This measures 12 inches in length. Then I'm going to need 4 pieces of fabric for attaching the tabs on the zipper on both the sides. So I've taken 4 pieces which measure 3 inches by 1.5 inch. This I'm going to attach on both the sides of the zipper. Then I would need matching spools of threads. To attach the zipper tabs onto both the sides of the zipper, I'll take 2 pieces of the smaller fabric, put the right sides facing each other and the zipper in between. So something like this. And I'm going to give a stitch over this. I'm going to do the same on the other side also. Take the piece for the zipper tab, put the right sides together and sandwich the zipper in between. So I'm going to clip it and give a stitch over this. I'm going to do the same for both the ends of the zipper. And then after giving a stitch here, I'm going to open this and give a top stitch on the stitched side of the zipper. So after attaching the zipper tabs, this is how the zipper looks. To make the handles, I'll take the longer strip of fabric, turn it to the wrong side facing me, fold it into half from the center and give a center crease. Make a center crease by finger pressing, something like this. And then I'm going to open this crease and bring the 2 corners to the center like this and fold it back into the center. So something like this. Then I'm going to give a stitch on both the open end of the handle as well as the closed end. This is for giving a symmetrical look to my handle. So both my handles are ready. Let's begin assembling the bag now. I'll take one of the main fabric, the outer fabric piece. I'll fold it into half and I'll mark the center. I'm using a pin here to mark the center. You can either use a marker or a pencil to do that. So this is my center point. Now I'll decide where exactly I want my handles to be placed. So I think I'll place it at 3.5 inches from the center. So I've put my scale at 3.5 inches, matching the center point. And I'll put one handle piece at 0 inch. And without twisting, I'll put the other handle piece at 7 inches. And I'm going to pin the 2 sides of the handle like this on one side and at 7 inches on the other side like this. Mine is a directional print, so I have made sure that the flower is facing straight upwards. You have to be sure about the same if you have a directional print for your bag. Now I'll use the first piece as a reference to mark the points at which the handle has to be placed on the other one. So we'll put it against each other. I'll take the other handle piece and again pin it using the first piece as a reference. So it's going to be here, and the other one right across on the other side, like this. I'll remove the center marker now. Now to attach the zipper, I'll place my fabric, the main fabric piece, right side facing up along with the handles attached. I'll take the zipper on which I have attached the zipper tabs and I'll put it on top of this main fabric piece with the right side facing down. And on top of this, I'm going to place my lining fabric with the right side facing down again. Since mine is a plain fabric, I would not mind. It could be any side, but if you have a printed fabric, make sure that the right side of the bag and the lining are facing each other and the zipper is sandwiched between the two layers of it. I'm going to pin it or I'm going to clip it and I'll give a stitch over it, making sure that the zipper doesn't get stuck in between anywhere. So after giving a stitch, attaching the main fabric and the lining fabric and the zipper, this is how it looks. Now I'm just going to turn it over and give a top stitch onto this. So my handle has got attached to one side and also the zipper. Nicely, the zipper tabs have also been attached. So I'm going to give a top stitch here. So after giving a top stitch, this is what it looks like. Now I have to attach the other side of the bag to the zipper now. So for that, I'll take the other side of the bag with the handles attached to it. I'll place the side with the zipper and the right side is facing down onto the right side of the other side of the fabric. And on top of this, I'm going to place my lining fabric with the right side facing down. And I'm going to clip it and give a stitch over it just like what we did for the other side of the bag. So this is how it looks after attaching the other side to the zipper. Now I'm going to simply open it, bring the two sides together on one side and give a top stitch. So after giving a top stitch, this is what it is. Now I'll simply run through the zipper once or twice to make sure that no cloth is getting stuck in between and my zipper is running smoothly. Perfect. Now we have to close the bag. For that, I'll bring the two fabric pieces together and I'll keep the lining fabrics together. So like this, and I'm going to give a stitch across all the four sides of the bag, right from the beginning to the end, just leaving a gap of about 3 to 4 inches on the bottom side of the lining fabric. This is going to help me in turning the bag inside out once we are done with the stitching. Before stitching all the open edges, we have to make sure that we align the center of the seams properly, and I clip it. After giving a stitch on all the 4 open edges, this is how it looks. Now we have a choice. We can either leave the bag as it is and turn it over, and we'll get a tote bag without boxed corners. However, if we want corners to be boxed, then we are going to mark a 1.25 inch square. So after cutting all the 4 corners, I'm going to simply pick up the bag like this and match the 2 seams together like so and clip it. And now I'm going to give a sleeping stitch on to this. I'll give a double stitch here so that it becomes a little more sturdier. I'll do that for all the 4 corners. So this is how my corner looks after boxing them. So all the 4 corners look similar. Now I'm simply left with turning the bag over from the opening that I had left. Simply poke or point out the corners, how beautifully they have come out. Now we are simply left with closing the opening that we had left. We can either hand stitch it or do it over the machine, and we'll be done with the bag. So after giving the final closing stitch, this is how it is. I'm going to just cut over the extra threads and see what my bag looks like. Insert the lining back into the main fabric and just look at the bag. Let's see what the tabs and the zipper look like. Wow, it's done nice and neatly. Beautiful. Let's look at the other side also. Yes, it's come out very nice and neat. The zipper is also running soft and smooth, and our bag is ready. The flower patch that I wanted to be the highlight is right in the center and looking beautiful.